in this video, I want to explain to you the difference, the crucial difference between thinking of a desired state and thinking from a desired state. So let's just dive right in. I'm calling upon everyone to put this into practice. Every desire contains its own satisfaction to be fed upon. It's entirely up to you. You may feed your hunger by thinking of your desire, or you feed its satisfaction by thinking from its fulfillment. That already is a crucial difference. Please understand this. If you keep thinking of the desire, you feed your hunger. You feed the desire. You really feed like, oh yeah, it would be so nice. You keep hungering it, right? Hunger is basically another word for desire, for this burning desire of wanting to experience X, Y, and Z, or see these new circumstances. So if you continue to think of it, you feed your hunger for the desire. If you feed the satisfaction, right? If you start to think from it, then you start to be satisfied in the here and now to already have it, to already be it. When I know what I want in this world, when I'm thinking of it, it's always beyond me. When I know what I want, I enter into that state and think from it. That is what we want to do. That is what we want to learn, and that is what I want to explain to you now with this illustration. So let's just assume that you want to go hiking, you want to climb this mountain. That's right now just a metaphor for the goal that you want, okay? You're standing here and you want to be here, right? So that is where you want to be. Now, if you continue to think of what it would be like to be on top of the mountain, you're thinking of it, right? You have this hunger, you have this desire to be there. Please translate this right now, of course, to your desire, right? So you desire to have this in your life. You desire this in your relationship life, in your money, in your business, in your health, in your lifestyle, right? This is what you want. You think of it, right? You have this hunger for that. And this is what Neville said. When you know what it is, you must assume the feeling that you have it, right? Although your reason and your senses deny its existence, persistence will cause your assumption to harden and objectify itself upon the screen of space. What does that mean? Well, we want to put us, although maybe we physically stand here. So let's just say physically you stand here, you can think of it, but you can close your eyes. Again, don't put this right now next to the mountain example. That's just a metaphor for your desires, all right? But let's just say you stand in front of this mountain, so you stand in front of your desire. Your senses tell you, like Neville said, your senses tell you that it's not there. They deny its existence. But imaginatively, right, in your internal world, you can assume the feeling, what would it be like if I'm already on top of the mountain? So while you still stand here, you can ask yourself, okay, what would it be like internally if I'm already on top of the mountain? You start to view the world from the state, from the attitude, from the viewpoint of already having reached the mountain, without you knowing how you went there. If you went this path, if you went this path, if you went up, down a bit, made a pause, went here and went up, it doesn't matter. You instantly go straight to the end. I'm already on top of the mountain, and you start to view the world imaginatively, internally, from what would it feel like? What would it be like? Would I already have that goal, be that desired version of myself? Right? That is thinking from, seeing the world from that new state internally. Neville also called this mentally falsifying the facts of life. So although you still stand here physically, right? Physically, you have not climbed the mountain yet. But although physically you stand here, because you're not tied to your physical body, you can close your eyes and imagine what would it be like, would I feel the wind on top of the mountain? Just a metaphor. What would it be like if I would already have achieved my desire X, Y, and Z? And view the world from that. Have the attitude, have that viewpoint of the already achieved desire. That is what thinking from is. And that assumption, right, that if you persist in it, if you make it natural, if you maneuver back into it, that will harden into fact. That is what will manifest, of course, via a bridge. So if we bring that back to the mountain example, you will then find a way to go up to this mountain, but you won't exactly how. The bridge will unfold. Maybe you, like I said, you climb this way, then that way, then that way, then that way, and then you end up here. Internally, you already stood here all the time because you started to think from it. And externally, you will be moved to also get you where you already stand subjectively, internally. So when a man learns the art of thinking from the end, that man or woman, of course, is master of his or her fate, right? For he defines his end, he formulates an aim in life, and then he feels himself right into the situation of that end. So you feel yourself right to already be on top of the mountain. Now, the whole vast world and all within it is nothing more than the appeasement of hunger. Let this sink in. What Neville is meaning here is that your whole life, the whole world, is the appeasement of hunger, new arising desires within you. The desire to go there, the desire to have this, the desire to be here, the desire to be in this relationship, the desire to have more money, more clients. It's all new hunger that arises within you that we want to appease because we don't want to keep hungering, keep desiring all the time. And there are infinite states from which you may view the world to appease that hunger. But if you, from your current state, think of your desired state, you keep hungering, right? You keep hungering for that state that you seemingly put at the distance by thinking of it. If you start to put yourself in that new state and view the world from that new state, internally, you falsify the facts of life. You see your world, you see your life as you would see it, what your goal would already be manifested. That is how you think from it. So it's an art to practice. It's a muscle that you need to practice. And the first man can't do it. What is the first man? What does Neville refer to when he says the first man can't do it? He refers to the physical you, the outer being. But the outer being can't go to the end. The outer being is bound to whatever is here right now. But the inner man, the internally, you could already subjectively appropriate a new state, a new identity that is then over time expressed. So the first man can't do it. He can only feed upon what his senses dictate, right? So the outer you is bound to your senses. The mind is forever bound to the senses, to what is there right now. So wherever he is, he feeds upon the facts of life as he sees the facts, right? That is why you should be really cautious and not let the facts of life suck you in and you think, okay, that's only what is and I can't assume anything else for me to be true. Right? I talked about that in my mirror principle video, where I spoke about how to really master the mirror cycle of life, how to escape this vicious loop of taking a cue from the current circumstances and polluting your set and getting more of the same, how to actually escape that. So check out the video. And it takes the second man, right? It takes this imaginative view. It takes you consciously imagining the end to disengage from the restriction and enter into any state, right? Any state in the world and feed upon it. And then in time, bring the first man to feed upon it. That is what is so important. First, you stand in the end within. It's already done for you within. And then externally, you will move across a bridge, a series of events to also stand externally where you already are internally. All the hungers can be satisfied, like the hunger for security. Now, Neville mentions some examples for desires, right? The desire for security, the desire for a better job, the desire for a raise in authority in your present position, the hunger for, you name it. Whatever your desire is, there is no limitation. There is no, okay, for this desire it works, for this desire it does not work. It's always the same. You're in the current state, you desire a state that is right now unoccupied, therefore it feels like a desire. Once you start to think from that desire and make it natural, it no longer remains a desire. It's now normal for you within, and then you can get it outside. Every hunger can be satisfied if you apply this principle. Okay, this is a crucial point. And what are the results? So now let's just say you understand this better, you start to apply this in your life. So the results are, first of all, a knowing that it is done, because you will dwell, by thinking from, you dwell in the wish-fulfilled state of already having achieved your desire. Also an excitement that it is part of your life now, a thankfulness that it is yours, a relief of possession that feels very fulfilling. Of course, also a change of reactions, but you no longer react to seemingly opposite old circumstances because you now already view the world from that new state, from that desired identity that already has achieved the goal. So when this satisfaction is yours, you no longer hunger for it. Right? So also one result is that simply the desire dies. In this current state, you have this desire. Once you enter this desired state and occupied, which previously was a desire, now you make it natural, well, the hunger for it dies because you're now dwelling in it. Right? If the hunger persists, you did not explode the idea within you. You did not really reach this point of satisfaction or this normalness, this naturalness, this certainty, this self-preservation of shifting to the end state. But you did not actually succeed in becoming conscious of being that which you wanted, which is no problem because when you desire it again, when you've fallen out of the wish-fulfilled state, well, you can start to think from it again at any point in time. Don't blame yourself when you fall out of the wish fulfilled state. That is most likely to happen, and that is nothing bad. So having assumed that I'm what I formerly desired to be, I cannot continue desiring what I'm conscious of being. So I do not discuss it. If it's done, it's done. If you know, you know. If you live in the wish fulfilled, there is no question, am I in the right state? It's just done for you. And if you go back to this mountain example, I think that perfectly concludes this video, right? The art of thinking from is if you internally, subjectively see the world as you would see it, would your desire be done? Would you be your desired self? Would you have achieved your goal? It is physically not manifested yet, but you internally practice the muscle of thinking from by falsifying the facts of life. Or like Neville's mentor Abdullah said, walk as though you are, and you shall be. Walk as though you are already it. View the world from it. Practice that. Yes, of course your senses will deny it. Like I said, right, your reason, your rational mind, your senses will deny it. But if you continue to dwell in that end state, if you continue to view the world from that end state or imagine scenes that imply you are there, you go back to, you nurture that, then it will harden into fact, because that is the principle of life. Your life is a mirror that shows you whatever you have alive within yourself. So that is the art of thinking from. Practice that. Let me know in the comments down below if you liked that, if that was helpful, if you already practiced the art of thinking from, and if you have any questions. And also if you need any help. As you know, I have 2 main links always linked in the video description and also in the pinned comments. One is my free masterclass, straight to the point, no hype, no fluff, if you want to learn how to manifest any goal. And if you want accountability, you don't want to be alone on your journey, you want like-minded people, you want my support, you want a system step by step that you can follow to integrate all of these teachings in your life and manifest your desires, then just apply for a free call with me or my team. That's the second link, so we can find out if we are a good fit to work together. That's it from my side. I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Bye, guys.